Right, and then the pop up this executive.
Okay, perfect. What do I need these?
These are if you want to out with the final result. They're gonna do.
All right, we're gonna get started. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're going to start telling the stories of the future here. Thank you for coming. Thanks for sticking with. Some people have some flights, so we wanted to get this going so people could make their planes and stuff. We have a special guest listening in today. Everybody should give it up for Manish Bapna, the CEO of NRDC. He's just one of many partners we have who are interested in what we're doing here and want to use it as part of their own visioning for the future and what we're going to do next. So Manish is going to listen in and give us a couple minutes of feedback at the end of the stories. And he's online and we'll be listening, and then we'll hear from him and then go into our final wrap up. All right, so we're going to get started. I think the first group, we're going to go in order of time: what to leave behind, what is working, and what's the future. So is the what to leave behind group here? 3 stories? 4. All right, come on up. We have a mic. Come on up and let's do it. Oh, I'm sorry. One other thing on the screen is a QR code for the evaluation form. We're asking the standard questions about every session, the process. We are all asking you also to tell us what you think of it being a Congress. Do you agree with that goal, the goal we had, and what other goals would you set? We'd like your feedback on that as well. So that, go to the QR code. You'll get an email as well, but the sooner you do it, the fresher it is, the better. Thank you so much. And we're handing it now to the What to Leave Behind group. Here you go. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to say one other thing. Come on up on stage. Come on up on stage. This one right here. Let me use the mic for a second. There are 9 of these posters out for on your way out with Post-it notes. So there are many practical dimensions to making this real, right? Axel, they can see the stage from the Zoom. Okay, so there are many dimensions to making this real. Besides the stories and the components of the stories that you have, there's also practical ideas about who needs to be there, what resources are needed, and what are the next steps. So if you can take a little bit of time as you leave to make a Post-it note and put it on these, there's one for each of the 9 you're going to hear today. So that'll give us more color, more richness, more next steps and actions we can all be informed by and take. So this is going to be up on the walls. There's 9 of them up on the walls right at the end of the stairs before you go down the stairs and by the elevator. Please take some time, if you do have the time, to do that. And we also have some on the walls, there's a resourcing meeting and a career counseling meeting that will be for those who have more time to stick around. We have an excellent career counseling office here who's volunteering to do coaching and stuff and discuss environmental careers for folks. That's after post-conference activities. So with that, there are 4 stories from the What to Leave Behind group. Go.
What one are you? No, I'm this one. I'm this one. We're missing our 4.
You're missing your 4th? Okay. Can we, we'll just
Should we
write
start
it later.
without
Start
them?
without it, yeah. Oh, the person's not here. Yeah, just, do you know what their name is?
I don't know who's speaking.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay,
First?
let's go for it and hopefully they'll show up. They can do it later too.
All right, I'll start. Disconnection from the land and colonial consciousness is what we need to leave behind. Liberating the mind to a physical and mental connection to the land is what is needed to balance our society. The reciprocal connection of us and the land is what needs to be liberated to our minds. We cannot separate the mental and physical. We must balance that relationship to build our societal structure. Educating the mind on environmental and social justice action through classes and communal space, creating the community space for cultural knowledge to be shared, and education is our doable action. This helps our future generations through preserving overall connection between us and the earth. By educating the community on this balance we need through indigenous land stewardship and land back initiatives is how we do this.
Hi, everyone. I'm Madison Sprimuli, and I will be talking about how we want to leave behind inequitable power structures. So we really want to be tapping into a value, the shared value of equality or inequity mostly, because the majority of the people, just about everyone, 99.9% of people have been negatively impacted in some way by inequity. Unless you're a white male billionaire, you have faced inequity. And this can be done, one example is by community gardens. So working to grow nourishing food to share with your neighbors. And a doable action that can be done right now to leave behind inequitable power structures is to work in a cooperative behavior, to work in your community. And then, how does this bring us closer to creating the future we want? We are creating that sense of community and working with one another, with our neighbors, no matter your background, and coming together to create community-centered solutions that can be put forward to the rest of the world.
Imagine you're 8 years old and someone asks what you want to do. What would you say? What would you do if you could do whatever you wanted? Suma kase, waponi, kawapa, live in community. Indigenous people across the world live in community with nature, as nature, with the world. We can do that. In reshaping how we look at the world, we can move away from individualistic, extractive economic systems. It's not about sacrificing your toilet or having to live naked and afraid. But what it really looks like is it starts with getting to know your community, understanding how it works, finding ways to engage in building the wellness of community. Minga in Kitwa means coming together collectively to provide for and support each other. It's not about ascribing traditional economic values in payment for services that we trade. It's about giving to give, to put goodness into the world. And the best part is that it's self-care because we're all connected. The value just is. We can enact these values by giving time to others, to your community. You put yourself into others, which is giving back to yourself.
That was beautiful. And our 4th and final story, our group really talked about how we want to leave behind scarcity-focused systems that inhibit full participation. one of the ways that we talked a lot about inhibiting full participation is how our current economic systems kind of pull funding away from equity action. So we talked about how in order to create equitable access, we need to let go of these scarcity-driven systems. One way that individuals can do this is by showing up for community spaces and showing up in community action that support alternate economies. Some examples we talked about were community markets and mutual aid and showing up in those ways.
We're going to take all the report backs and then we're going to have a group discussion of that. All right. So next is what is working. Please, your stories, please. What is working? Thank you very much. Let's give it one more shout out for what to leave behind. Yeah. Yes. I got it.
So we are both art, culture, and storytelling. And we're going to tell our story in 3 voices with a beginning, a middle, and an end. And do you want to go first? Why don't you go ahead? Because we're more complicated. We are. You got our people. We are cheering. Okay.
Okay, I actually have a story for what is working. I was in the community care and community knowledge group. And the story that came to mind all started back in 2020. And I, like most people, was very disconnected from other humans and also myself. I started playing guitar when I was in elementary school and continued on in through high school. And once I got to college, I kind of stopped. And then when COVID happened, I felt really disconnected from the community around me and also myself and this hobby and love that I had developed over time. As we're thinking about community care and community knowledge, I share this story with you all because in that time, I ended up reaching out to a group that was an all-female mariachi group. And through different practices and experiences, I ended up being part of the group and making meaningful connections, not only with the other musicians in the group, but also whenever we were playing at different restaurants for quinceañeras, weddings, celebrations of life. And so that is an example of what is working, in that there is reciprocity and a life cycle and celebrating others through music and being able to use that as a gift to build community, and then also creating a space to connect with culture and be one, and also have that community knowledge over time. Thank you.
Yay, thank you. Give it up. So we are arts, culture, and storytelling. We have 2 beginnings. One beginning is going to lead to a middle, which is an example of an actual project in development. And the other beginning is going to lead to our end, which is the moral of the story. So our beginning is about overview of what we want and intention. And this is a story in 4 voices.
Woo. Okay. The future we want is rooted in artistic authenticity and collective creativity. We will overcome this forced isolation by coming together in honor of customs, traditions, and imagination.
People feel lonely, politically hopeless, socially and physically awkward. The project is Liberation Block Parties. People can go online to get their block party kits, which has instructions for how to throw the party, recipe ideas, and other things that will make it go well. But the centerpiece is the Liberation line dancing. Online, you can get instructional videos and open source songs to do line dances to messages about liberation, climate justice, no kings, etc. At the party, people do the dances and then find themselves discussing ideas from the lyrics of the song. Lo and behold, there are political organizers at the party, so people can go from moving physically to movement building.
Creative spaces give me the opportunity to connect with community. Making art in communal space allows me to be seen and to see others so that we can build a future that's brighter for all.
The moral of the story.
I once met a stranger. They became a friend, someone I trust and eventually loved. I saw them everywhere, my store, my home, and my heart. I never knew that I needed them. My stranger knew other strangers, and it made me remember when I once met a stranger.
Thank you.
Now, what's the future? Our third and last group, and then some discussion. The future, please come on up, folks. Number 3. What's number 3? Oh, diverse global solutions. What, was there a story for diverse global solutions? Was there a story for diverse global solutions? Oh, all right. So that's what's working, right? Come on up. Sorry, we missed one. All right, here we go. Thank you. City Councilman from Hamden, right here. People are welcome to the council.
I will be bold and brief, but our story for diverse and global solutions, right? It started for some of us 30 years ago, some of us yesterday, for some of us today. But that story, right, brings us to this moment. And so in this moment, right, we have come together globally to think about how we can bring back solutions to our communities, how we can come together, share collective knowledge, and be part of something bigger. And so the solution, right? How do we move forward into the future? It starts in the present now with us connecting with people outside of our communities, outside of our countries, outside of our states, and continuing to share the narratives and stories about where we are and where we want to be. So that is the global diverse perspective.
All right, thank you. And where do we have what's the future? I think we have 6 stories from what's the future, maybe, right? All right, they're going to do it in 2 minutes each, but this was good. Everyone's being very efficient, so it's great. Just 2 of you or more? Come on up, everybody. Come on up.
All our group presenters.
Come on up.
Don't be afraid.
You can all go up, whatever makes sense.
Yeah. Let's get a good group up here.
Mics. All right, the whole this is a big group. I forgot. Yeah.
The future is expansive.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and start as people come on up? Go for it.
Our question was our group was culture organized around the reverence for the inherent sacredness of all nature, humans, interconnectedness, and other beings. How do we get there? We talked about the decommodification of nature through the use of non-objectifying language and shifting our language to reflect our relationship with nature and our fellow beings. So seeing our nature as our relations and not an object. And let's see here going on. There you go.
Sure.
And some ways that we wanted to get there were around shifting mindsets. So for people who don't currently hold nature as sacred, prototyping safe spaces in which to practice shifting language, shifting perception, and then allowing those to balloon out into prototyping language in public. So starting with supplanting I statements and then building out to collective action and movements.
Thanks. So my group, we're worked on the indigenous knowledge and nature-based solutions that are empowering sovereignty. And really that kind of highlights the healing power of nature, of using indigenous knowledge to connect everybody to place, because that the healing is coming from the place. And the example from the story of, actually in my own work I was brought up for ours was the Umatilla tribe working with a local rancher to put meanders back into the streams of their pastures, which healed their land. It also kind of healed that kind of like some of the relationship between the ranchers and the tribe in the area. And then, so not only did it heal his pasture, but also now with salmon returning back to his ranch, of like getting to witness with his grandkids, the salmon returning, how that kind of healed something in his soul as well. And so it's like kind of a win-win, but the commonality there is that connection to the land healed both parties.
Hi, everyone. So my group, we did What's the Future #1, culture organized around the reverence for inherent sacredness of all humans, nature, and interconnectedness of all beings. So I am the grandmother. You can see with my white hair and all my knowledge. And in most indigenous communities, our elders share our stories. Our elders see our future, and our elders guide our community. So this is a story of what it would look like in our own sacred communities and what we see as our future. And so these are my grandchildren. These are my children. And I am bestowing upon them wisdom, hope, and guidance for our future. We are all rewriting the story of oppression because we love the land. And for some of us, we are the land. We are all moving parts of the body. You are the brain, you're the eyes, you're the hands, and you are the feet. We belong. Together and through reconciliation, we acknowledge and bury the hurt and pain of our past, the tears of our women, the stolen of our children, the cutting of our hair, and the erasure of our culture and our people and our language. By this, we're recreating a body that works together, not separately. So your hands and your feet walk together. Your eyes and your brain come together. Together with our ancestors and ourselves, we dance in ceremony. We bring healing and we bring connection, for we are together in our own ceremony within our own culture, and we belong to one another and we belong to the land. When this happens and we take care of each other, we are then our future. You are our future. And so go forward with your heads held high, with the blood of your ancestors in your veins and the stories of your people. Go forward and create a brighter future. Okay.
Alrighty, y'all. So for our group, we have reconciliation, reparations, and reciprocity. And here is our storyboard.
So a little background on this. We imagine that we're already in the future where we've already achieved this. And now we're telling a story to our children and the next generation about how we achieved it.
There once was a kingdom that was thriving.
Then the polluters, the colonizers, came and destroyed the fabrics that held us together.
We were all separated in our individual little spots and cold.
But people wanted to come together. The children asked, well, why aren't we coming together? Although it took some time, folks began to communicate.
After talking, they realized though they had a big blankets, they were all alone. And then we began to discuss solutions, and we realized the need to give back the fabric that was holding us all together.
One by one, people came back together, bringing their cultural, food, care, values into one big blanket woven together.
Once we came together, it became a picnic, spreading our love, warmth, joy.
One more time to what's the future? Oh yeah, go ahead.
We were also supposed to do our work on centering indigenous knowledge. And so this is what we wrote. We sit in circles around these tables talking about the future, climate, justice, and sustainability. But before we go too far, a lingering question floats through the wind. Whose land are we sitting on? The earth suddenly feels heavier, older, and alive with memory. The land is not empty. It has never been empty. It remembers the footsteps that moved with care, a time when belonging, borrowing from a Hawaiian value, meant kuleana, responsibility, not ownership.
We begin to listen. We learn the names of the people who have tended to for centuries. We must remember and recognize because this land has been stolen, reshaped, and renamed. So we listen deeper, listen to the land itself and its keepers, re-inviting them into spaces that are theirs to begin with. This is how reconfiguring the future. The land is speaking. It's time we answer.
Incredible. Do we have mic managers in the room? Oh, well, first of all, let me just ask Manish. I just want to say belonging, right? Not owning. A lot of amazing things here, and there are lots of ways to make this happen in the world. Thank you all for the stories, for giving us the vision and the way to get to these places. We'll do our best to start writing them up. I want to get first reaction from Manish Bapna, who's on the phone with us. What should I do with switching screens? I think I have to do something here to get him. Oh, I know what I have to do. The mouse. Do I have a mouse? Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're gonna put you on screen in just 1 second, Manish. Hold on. There we go. Hello, Manish. Welcome.
Hey, great.
Hey, thank you.
It is great to be with you all today, and I really wish I was with you in person. I'm actually calling from Washington, D.C., and the power of kind of the stories in the room, you can't overstate how kind of inspiring and re-energizing that can be for those of us that are kind of in the crosshairs of what this administration is trying to do on the environment. And, you know, at a moment when we are very focused on playing defense, trying to protect what we can, there's concurrently NRDC, a lot of environmental organizations are at the same time trying to think of a more positive vision, a kind of what is the strategic direction for our organizations, for the community over the coming years. And so being able to take a step back and imagine what that future would look like, so important. And I just thought that the themes that you touched upon today, the connection between people, land, and nature, how we move not only by looking at the individual, but thinking much more about the community, recognizing that these conversations are as much, if not more, about culture than they are about policy, and the importance of storytelling. These are just so incredibly helpful for organizations like mine that are both trying to play the defense, but also spending a lot of time, or starting to spend a lot of time, imagining the future that we want to create. So just excited to be here and to have heard all those stories. It just reminded me so often of that quote that you've heard before, I'm sure. Pessimists are right more often, but optimists win more often. And to some extent, having a positive vision of the future is what we need more than ever right now. So thank you for letting me be a part of the Environmental Joy Conference.
Right. Thank you so much, Manish. So let's take comments from the room. We'll get Manish, you can go off screen. Yeah, perfect. Any thoughts from the room? We have microphones in the back. Let's take 5 to 7 minutes of just sort of reactions or additions or thoughts. We are, as I said earlier, committed to turning this into at least a 1-pager for the COP, and then a longer piece, probably a 3 to 5 pager for communities and groups like NRDC to use. And then there'll be a big conference report, which is just more like, who was here and stuff like that, and a little bit longer than that. We're gonna try to turn this around within a few weeks to have it start being used for folks. So questions or thoughts otherwise? Remember also that there will be this poster here. There will be what needs to be for every one of these stories. Who needs to be there? What resources are needed? What are the next steps? We really welcome your suggestions for how to make these things real and put them on Post-its out there, and that'll be part of the report as well. Hands up. Yeah.
First of all, I wanted to say thank you. I wanted to attend this conference. My coworker told me about it because doing the actual on-the-ground work can get overwhelming. And so I thought this would be a good respite to be able to come and find joy, which I have with all of you. So thank you. And another thing that I found was really moving was that, you always had the indigenous knowledge and those types of things, and we didn't even have to say it. There's a handful of indigenous people in the room, and, you're already really inclusive, and that's really very much appreciated. And as what's shared, we're all indigenous of some place, and having the connection to the land, no matter where we come from, but where we are now is what really matters. And again, working time and time again of perspectives for the greater good of all, putting aside our differences to work on commonalities so we could work together towards solutions, I think is really important. And thank you.
Thanks. Look at that. There's a mic. Oh, thanks.
Thanks. Actually, I'm the coworker she was talking about. And also along the same lines about not even needing the indigenous people to bring up the indigenous aspect of this. What I love is that even the things that weren't explicitly named indigenous, that's indigenous worldview and knowledge captured up there. I mean, the storytelling as a fundamental aspect of culture, of community, of decolonizing. This whole thing is really this embodiment of learning from what the tribes, the tribal wisdom there, because we all recognize that the current system, it hasn't served people for hundreds of years. I mean, it's exploited like the native people, it's exploited people from African ancestry. It's not worked, and even the colonizers, it's not really served them other than a very tiny few. So like by rejecting that, it's actually part of an indigenous lens already.
Right. Thank you. Woo. Mark?
All right.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much. My name is Abdelmoumi Youssef. I'm coming from Ghana. I want to use this opportunity to thank Environmental Joy and Yale for giving me this opportunity to be part of this honored event. Why am I saying so? As the slogan of the SDGs goes, leaving no one behind. And with the vision that this institute or organization is moving with, is something which is going down well with marginalized people from the global south. Coming all the way from the global south to be part of this event is a great honor. And moving back, I'm going to carry the message back to my peers and to let them know that, yes, Yale that we all know stands for everybody. And environmental joy is something that I'll encourage my peers and my colleagues to be part of next year. And also myself, God willing, I'll be part of the speakers to make this great. And there's a lot of joy in me that I can't hide. It's good I let the organizers know that I truly appreciate deep down from my heart, and also from the people that I'm leading. I'm leading over 250 plus civil society organizations in my country. And for me to be part of this occasion is a great honor. I appreciate. God bless us all and make Yale great and great and great. Thank you.
My name's Mark Watson. I founded Potluck Capital. I just wanted to say, I didn't know what to expect. I was invited to be a leader and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But what is so joyful to me is we did not spend this time relitigating what we know is right. We have spent time talking about what is working and what the future is like. And that's where we are. We don't need to relitigate or play defense. We need to put our energy in offense. And I have loved all the voices that I've had a chance to hear, but I appreciate that people know what time it is. So thank you.
Mariama, who's going to COP, maybe with some stuff we give her.
So good afternoon, everyone. It's been a true pleasure being here. This feels like I've been here for like a week already. I've infused so many things and met so many people. But I just wanted to say two things. One is, as I've been in the room and listened, I am really so appreciative of how African cosmology link up with what I'm hearing as indigenous cosmology in this region. Ubuntu, Sankofa, all of the African religions talked about and philosophy and economics is about we're one with Earth. And that's expressed in Thich Nhat Hanh, interbeing, because everything is, because the plant is because the sun shines. We are here because we're all linked to everything else. We're not separate. And so the other thing is about economics being a science of me and separateness. And I just want people to know we talk in our various group about the different models that are there. Feminist economics about care, the donut economics by Keith Rothford, the solidarity economy, the degrowth philosophy. There's lots of other economics that you don't hear about. And I encourage you to go Google these things and begin to implement some of them, because under the connection beneath all of them is about this we collective we. It's about the new value system or values that we all heard that are being taken into some of these economic models. So thank you.
Okay, one more comment, and then we're going to move on to a very amazing close.
Hi, yeah, my name is Kim. It's my first time being here, and I'm glad to be here. I just wanted to say one thing that I think has been peripherally referenced, but not like explicitly acknowledged, kind of a hot take. I personally feel also exploited by capitalism. I feel like I'm completely disposable. So I just wanted to bring that up because I guess like I ask for people to consider reconstructing what we looks like when it comes to coalition building and alliances, because yeah, I guess I feel a little bit like a displaced person as well, in some senses, because my cultural background, and I guess it's not really something I want to like lean into so much right now. My point really is just that I also feel exploited, but my cultural background has been completely, washed away by corporate America, and I don't feel a connection to it. So,
Can you tell us where you're from in the country?
oh,
Or
well,
where, what's
I don't really mean where I was born, but I mean, I was born in Southern California. And then my family moved to Connecticut in 2001 so that my mom could go to Quinnipiac school. But yeah, I mean, so like in my lifetime, like that's my
There's a
background.
lot of erasure going on right across the board.
Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to share
Thank you
that.
very much. Thanks. All right. Okay, well, with that, we thank you so much for that. And hopefully this is a place we can all be seen and feel joy and share a way of unerasing ourselves, unerasing all the connections that are erased in the systems we live in now. With that, I want to introduce our closing speaker, and we'll have a ceremony after that as well. This is Professor Gerald Torres. I feel like I should talk like, the greatest. He is the Dolores Huerta Wilma Man Killer, Professor of Environmental Justice in both Yale Law School and the Yale School of Environment. He's my boss, my colleague, my friend, and an amazing leader. And here he is to help us wrap up. Thank you.
First of all, I really want to ask you to do something that I asked you on the first day, which is just to look around the room. Just look around the room and see who's in here. See who's in this room, and ask yourself, how many rooms have you been in that look like this? That look like this, that are as diverse as this room is, as powerful as this room is, as thoughtful as this room is. And what I want to do is to collect, and we're going to collect all of the I think the thoughtful energy that you produced in just a day and a half, even though it sometimes felt like a week. Anyway, I want to do something before I close. And what I want to do is I want to thank the people who worked really, really hard to make this happen. The first person I want to thank is Corinne Green, who was the glue that held everything together. Without her, entropy would be what we'd be experiencing right now. I'd like to thank Diana, Bennett, Zoe, Laura, Kristen, Kai, Lexi, Sina, and Alex, who were the staff that worked so hard. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it would not have happened without you. But and there's a couple of other people I want to thank. For media, Abby Thomas, Ariel King, Thomas Easley, Dr. Thomas Easley, Jacob Jackson, Julius Brunella, Angela Marzocchi, Ayana Dunmore, and Nayeli Rodriguez for the media, which is going to help us pull out and push it out. Help push it out, produce it. The school team is Joel Tolman from Common Grounds, Meredith McDermott with New York City Public Schools, and Danny Haber. And finally, I want to thank the scribes who were busy getting all this down. Yolanda Sanchez, Rebecca Sullivan, Esther Sosa, and Anna Wessner Dunning. Thank you all. And I can't even begin to name all of the volunteers. And the volunteer effort made this work. And I want to thank all of you for making it work. Coming to this with an open mind, open hearts, and in good faith is what makes this work. And without any of those, it wouldn't have worked. It hasn't worked yet completely because we're going to get the reports out. But without that, we wouldn't have been able to move through these days. And I really appreciate the good faith that everyone brought to this session. And I hope that the joy that motivated all of us can animate some of your spirit today and in the future. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Now, Dr. David McCrae, an ecologist and moveologist.
That's a new one. Moveologist. Yeah. All right, good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? Okay. It's a woo, but we'll get there. All right, so I come from Dolly Lothar Robinson and Dora Lothar. I come from Brooklyn and collard greens. I come from in the kitchen. I come from a beautiful, beautiful lineage of ancestors and knowledge keepers. And I know that you all have equally powerful stories. Today, in closing this Environmental Joy Conference, we are going to bring what we have all discussed, all of the knowledge we have gathered and shared with each other, and we're going to filter that through our bodies, because in our bodies are additional ways of knowing. So I would like to invite a couple of folks to share with me, what is it that you are taking with you from what you heard, learned, or shared during your time here? Do we have a volunteer to share something that they are taking away with them? We've got one over here. Yep.
For some reason, I did not expect you to actually point at me. Sorry for like squawking, not on purpose. I got startled.
You raised your hand.
I did. I wanted to be chosen. I was trying to talk. I just got scared. I have been very interested in Indigenous heritage for a long time. I went to middle school in Idaho where they really valued it, and my cultural heritage is Taino, even though technically my cultural heritage is extinct, but you know, they found it in the DNA and I was raised with it. So I guess it depends on who you're counting, the government or me. But I never really got the chance to actually like learn from actual Indigenous people to this extent, like I have in the last 2 days. And my intention is to take every single thing that I learned about Indigenous heritage, that I learned about environmental justice from them, and to carry it with me into my career in ecology, because they are the foundations of ecology. If you're not listening to Indigenous perspectives in ecology, what are you doing, girl? Yeah, I just thank you all so much for letting me listen to you all talk and learning from you, because good gracious, you all had so much to say and all of it was so amazing. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So we've got carrying Indigenous knowledge in our bodies, in us, and out into the ecological space. Yeah.
Also very thankful to be in this space. one of the things I just want to highlight is just the intergenerational power we have in this room. You know, as a young person, you know, I'm a little impatient and I want the change now. I'm sure a lot of us want that change now. But to hear from the wisdom of our elders, to get passed down that knowledge, to, you know, almost inherit these best practices has felt like such a gift. And that kind of investment will not go to waste. And so I want to continue bringing that to my community, and I want to continue to build on top of the legacy that y'all have left for us. And so just very grateful for the legacy building, you know, the passing down of knowledge, and just the community that's been, you know, over the course of these last few days.
Right. Legacy building and intergenerational knowledge. We have someone over here.
Yeah, I think building on that great point from this young person, the thoughts of Susan this morning about transformative incrementalism really spoke to me. Where we are in this country right now, we have a marathon ahead of us. And bit by bit, piece by piece, we work away with it. So I just wanted to say that's what I'm taking with me.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're gonna pause and then we're gonna take like two more or so. So here are some of the things that I heard. We had a indigeneity. What is that? How am I processing that in myself? And could you give me your name, my Taino friend? Jariel? So Jariel, she was like, I didn't really have the teachings from indigenous elders that I had been looking for, but I found that here. So I would invite you to just let's move with me. So we've got teachings from the elders that we are looking for, and we're moving that through ourselves and out into that ecological space. So that is going to be the first movement of our collective dance. So the second movement of our collective dance is going to be that power building from that intergenerational knowledge. So we've ended here, and we're going to build the power. We've got the power building. We've got so much knowledge that is holding us up. Yeah? And lastly, we're moving, and you did some nice movement for me. Thank you. So we've got moving incrementally towards what we want, and we can, you know, give it a little swag, however you want to, you know, put your spin on it. So do we have those movements? So we've got the indigenous knowledge that we have gotten from here and hopefully in other places. We're moving it through us out into the ecological space. We're building that power base, that intergenerational knowledge, and we're taking that and we're moving it forward incrementally. Yes. All right. So those are the first three moves of our dance. We had some additional folks. I'm going to ask for at least two more to add to the what are we going to take away from this conference. Yes.
I was going to say, we've spoken a lot about community, and I also wanted to identify not only can we go back to our communities and create space, but also connect with each other and our environmental activist community. And I'm so grateful to have met as many people as I have, learned about all the different organizations around the world and the leadership that we have and how strong we are collectively.
Love it. Community connection. And we've got one down in front here.
I just want to go right. My head is full and my heart, and I feel like I just want to go right and get this synthesized and shared. So I'll keep writing the future.
Okay, I love it, and we're writing the future. Okay, so for our community connection, we're not going to keep this dance individual. you are going to find someone and you are going to point at 3 different people for that community connection that we are building here, right? So after, then we're going to find 3 people. Look at them, they could be in back. You know, as the flight attendants say, the closest exit might be behind you. Take a look, turn around. Yeah, we're going to point at 3 people. And what is this entire collective community doing? We are writing the future, whether that is through words, whether that it's through movement, whether that's actually actively going out and planting seeds in the ground physically. So write something. So I'm going to write future. That will be mine. You can do a different word. Yeah, so pick a word, and we're going to take all of that and end it in one giant unison clap. Yeah? And for that, we're going to have to, because some people's words might be really long, right? So we're going to give that a moment, and then we're going to end that in a unison clap. Yes, for what we're taking away with us. Okay, so I know we can all chair dance, but I would love if you could come to your feet. If you want some more room, if you could find it in the space. And we are going to move through our movements twice. So don't do the unison clap yet. So on the end of the future, after future, the first time, we're gonna go back to our first one, and then second time we'll end on a unison clap. Yes? All right, now, if I forget a move, which I call editing, during this process, someone in the collective group can cue me. We can put that one right back in there. If I go, you can also cue me. It's a beautiful collective because I don't have to remember everything, right? There are lots of brains in the room. All right, so let's start with our dance. So we are moving this indigenous knowledge through us out into the ecologies. We're building that intergenerational knowledge, and incrementally, we are moving things forward with who? With our community. Yeah, or 3. And we are then writing the future from the indigenous knowledge that we're moving through. With our community, and we're writing the and yeah. Say again. Can we do it? Absolutely. We can do it one more time. I didn't have a chance to set up music, but yeah, ready? We're gonna do it again? All right, and I'm not gonna talk it this time. We're just gonna jam it, yeah? All right, 1, 2, and let's go. Oh, that was a really good unison clap. On that brought me environmental joy. I hope that brought you environmental joy. And I hope you take all of those beautiful things and move it out into the world.
We're going to do, please do what you need to do, but we have a beautiful ending drone shot we'll take in the back of Burke there. We did one last year. It was super powerful. Go, if you have time, to go back there right now and just stand as a crowd. We might do the dance back there one more time.
Okay.
And then cheer, and our brother with the drone photo. It's an amazing shot. You'll see. So go in back there, and then also start making your comments as well. Thank you, everybody. Beautiful. Master. Thank you very much. It's really great.
Thanks.
I loved your spiritual practices too. They were so good.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah, let me take one here. I want to take one here. Yeah, it's good. I don't mind. I'm not like I'm not a model or something, so I'm not the best. For the LinkedIn. You all know it. Good.
Okay. Okay. Justice. Mental joy. Joy that we all see.
Oh yeah, like as if I'm speaking. I don't know if the mic is on, but
Okay. Yeah. Like, but I want to get this one. I get a picture. And then for the LinkedIn.
Be part of the group photo, everybody.